Hi everyone, Pete G0PNM here for another video, but this time we're not going to be talking about Bengali keys, but rather something else that I'm involved in the amateur radio world. Now here in the UK we have the RSGB, the Radio Society of Great Britain, and every weekend on a Sunday usually they have a news report broadcast over various means, including local repeat. And this week it just happens to be my turn. So I thought I'd do a little tour of the equipment that I use to read the news on a Sunday, and we'll record the first couple of minutes of the broadcast just to give you a flavour of what it's about. So I'll grab the phone off the stand and give you a little tour of my equipment. Okay, so starting off then, we have the radio. Now the repeater that we use for the news here in Cornwall is Golf Bravo 3 November Charlie on 145.725, and the radio that I use is a Yaesu FT7900. Now connected to that, going backwards through the system, is the Behringer direct injection box, and that brings the impedance down to from the microphone to the impedance that the radio is able to work on quite comfortably, because otherwise it would be very distorted. That's connected to a photograph of me and my daughter. That's connected to a Behringer 803 studio mixer, if you like, and that one in turn is then connected to the microphone, which is nothing special. It's a Mugig studio microphone on the arm there. So that's the equipment that you can see behind me. Now when we're reading the news, we don't use our regular call signs. The Radio Society of Great Britain has a call sign specifically for the purpose of reading the news, and that call sign is Golf Bravo 2 Romeo Sierra, GB2RS. And every newsreader has a notice of variation on their license to enable them to use that call sign. But once the news is over and done with, we have what we refer to as a roundup, and that gives amateurs around the county and a little bit beyond. For our purposes here in Cornwall, we have some amateurs calling in from Devon up in the Plymouth area. They can call in and say hello and thank you for the news and make comments about how they're getting on, whatever they're doing, and also comment about the news content, whether they want to comment about a particular DX station or some propagation news that they've heard. And it gives a chance for everybody to call in and say hello. And on this screen here is my little checklist where everybody that's called in before, I keep a note of their call sign and name, so I know when they call in, because it's a bit rapid fire. We split it down into areas. So first to go this week is Mid Cornwall. So once I announce that Mid Cornwall, yeah, off you go. I'll get a barrage of call signs calling in, and by using my checklist there, I will know who's actually calling in, and I can say, yeah, good morning Dave, or good morning Steve, you know, whatever. So it's nearly time to read the news. We read it at 9:30 on the dot. So we keep a close eye on the clock, and it's coming up to that time. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the first couple of minutes of me reading the GB2RS news. So there we go. We got about 30 seconds before it's on air time, and keeping a close eye on the clock because we don't want to be late. So hope you enjoy what I'm about to do, and I'll see you when I've finished. 10 seconds. 5 seconds. CQ, calling all radio amateurs and listeners. This is GB2RS, the news broadcasting service. 247 Delta X-ray. Doors will open at 10 AM and the entry is £3. And now the DX news. Gabor, Hotel Alpha 3 Juliet Bravo, will be active as 5 Hotel 1 India Papa from 40 to 10 meter bands. QSL is via his home call sign, direct or via the Bureau. And now the special event news. International Chocolate Day is on the 13th of September. Echo Golf 5 Delta India Britain. This year is the 80th anniversary. This is GB2RS from amateur radio station Golf 0 Papa November Mike, located in Fradden. And now the contest news. When operating in contests, please keep yourself and fellow amateurs safe by following any government recommendations during the pandemic. This weekend, the WAE DX SSB contest ends its 48-hour run. Finally, for next Sunday, the BARTG Sprint PSK 63 contest runs from 1700 to 2100 UTC. The exchange is just a serial number. And now the radio propagation report, compiled by Golf 0 Kilo Yankee Alpha, Golf 3 Yankee, and now the VHF and up propagation news. For newer licensees, last weekend was possibly the first experience. It reached perigee on Saturday, so path losses will be low but increasing. And that's all from the propagation team this week. And next, the local news. Please note that details of all RSGB affiliated clubs and societies can be found on the RSGB website, including email addresses and website links where known. And the news for the Southwest. Wadebridge PL27 7TU at 7 PM on Wednesdays. Their website is www.newquayradioclub.co.uk. Newquay Radio Club being all one word. And Jersey is outside of our area. If you want any information on any of those, please ask me during the roundup. And that ends this week's GB2RS news broadcast, brought to you by Pete, G0PNM. It is compiled by the Radio Society of Great Britain, which represents amateur radio and radio amateurs within the United Kingdom and internationally. News items for GB2RS, Radcom magazine and the RSGB website should be sent to the editorial team as far in advance as possible by email to radcom@rsgb.org.uk. The deadline is 10 AM on Thursdays. The RSGB retains the copyright over the material transmitted. Information about amateur radio can be found at our website rsgb.org. The full schedule of GB2RS broadcasts can be downloaded from rsgb.org/GB2RS schedule, all one word. GB2RS is not licensed for two-way communication, but calls will be welcome after close down under the call sign of Golf 0 Papa November Mike. So until next Sunday, 7-3s, and have a good week from the GB2RS news team. So there we go, not too many tongue twisters this week. And first on the roundup is Mid Cornwall. Mid Cornwall, off you go.
I did say good morning and I apologise for not listening to the news. I shall endeavour to try harder. G0PNM 20 TGK 73.
G0PNM. Now you can tell from your voice that you haven't been awake very long, and you probably haven't even had any caffeine yet. But no problems at all, Tony. Nice to hear you call in anyway, regardless. And feels like ages since I saw you last, so must catch up sometime over a coffee. Right, Clive, G0VNG. Good morning, G0PNM.
Yeah, is the signal alright, Pete? I'm only using a Slim Jim. Are you hearing me okay?
Mushrooms, lovely. Yeah, get my email address off my QRZ page, Clive, and yeah, be interested in seeing some pictures. This is G0PNM saying 7-3s, everybody. Thanks for calling in on the roundup, and we'll see you again in a few weeks' time. Cheers for now. Okay, that's the news done for this week. Yeah, about 50 minutes all told with the news and the roundup. GB2RS is active all over the country, so if it's something that you're interested in doing, contact the RSGB. They'll put you in touch with somebody that reads the news in the area that you live, and I'm sure that they're always looking for new news readers. You just have to clarify with the RSGB if you're not an intermediate or full license holder, whether you're able to have a notice of variation on your license to hold the GB2RS call sign. But that's something that you'd have to speak to the RSGB about. So there we go. That was GB2RS, and this is G0PNM saying 7-3s. Keep listening for more content. I've got a video coming up in a few weeks, or within the next week or so, sorry, on another Bengali key. So take care, 7-3s, and catch you soon. Bye.